You know, we're all fucked up one way or another.
If you're hearing our voices, that means it's time for It's Just Meets That, the podcast where you watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
This is part 2 of...
Really?
Here we are.
Huh.
It's part 2 of... Part 2. It's part 2 of The Kissing Booth.
One of the sexiest movies I think we've covered on this podcast, right?
Yeah, for a TV 14, for teenage girls movie. Yeah, probably one of the sexiest movies we've covered.
Yep.
Which is probably a problem, but that's not our job to discuss. Well, no, it is.
Right.
No, fuck that. We're going to call that shit out. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm. Everybody in this movie is of age.
Yes.
Thankfully.
Thankfully, yes.
What a weird movie. I hate this movie so much.
So many problems, so little time.
Yeah, right. I mean, we're picking up at the fundraiser, right? Like,
yeah.
We last left off at we were about to start trying to raise some money for dance club.
I actually forgot where we're fucking raising money.
At the Kissing Booth.
I forgot.
It's dance club. It's stupid and it's dance club.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
No, it's for charity.
No, it's not for charity. It's for dance club.
Doesn't
they keep conflating it with charity. That's what makes me furious halfway through the whole way through this movie.
Man.
They're always like, well, it's for charity. You're like, no, you're raising money for your club. Everyone's raising money for their organizations. They're specifically raising money for a dance club. And so they're like, oh yeah, that's why we have to have this kissing booth. So by the way, this is 38 minutes into this god awful movie.
Yes. This
I'm counting the minutes because it's a nightmare.
All right, so we're at the fundraiser. There's a mariachi band there, which is pretty cool, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, sure. That's the highlight for you. I guess you're right. That is the highlight. That's the only highlight. You're right.
And I couldn't tell if it was a real mariachi band or if it was like kids dressed up as a mariachi band. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Nothing matters. God damn it.
Nothing matters in this. And so then we get so we're at the party. So we get Elle asking Noah yet again because he's there. Of
course.
If you do the kissing booth, and
I really need you to work the booth.
This
and he's like, no.
And this is when she just becomes fucking annoying. I'm gonna say it. Sorry, I know it's aggressive, but
yeah, sure.
Because
elaborate.
I'm gonna throw it out there because and she does this a couple more times here, and it's just, as a character, this is really obnoxious. Like, she's like, oh, I thought it'd be nice for you to do something for people who care about you. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah. She's trying to guilt him into it for sure.
Yeah, let's back up the fucking train here. And it's like, he prevented her from being too drunk and jumping into a pool naked with a bunch of people, right?
Yes.
I mean, we're going to don't worry. Like, we're going to come back to him as being like a control freak psycho.
Yeah. Oh, he's insane. Yeah,
he definitely is. But leading up to this point, like, I don't know. She's guilting him into like doing this thing. It's like, I don't know.
Yes.
Like, I was kind of annoyed by it.
Yeah, and then that's how they leave it. Also, they're just like, and next scene.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
And then we're at the kissing booth is up and running, and Lee is crushing it. Seems like a great way to spread mono, but whatever. Fuck kids. And
it's a great way to stay in shape.
Yeah. Seems to be going really well, and it's crushing it. Everyone's a fan of it. There's a bunch of montage of a lot of kissing of high school kids, which now saying that aloud is really weird to say.
Yep. They're like, oh, and the trick is like you'll be blindfolded, so
it's like,
it makes it even more weird. Enjoy. And then they're like, every time they buy a ticket, somebody buys a ticket, they're like, thank you, have a great smooch. You're like, I don't care for this.
Fuck.
This is pretty fucked up.
So then there's a big montage of like a bunch of kissing going on, blah blah. Everyone having fun.
The kids are
cheering,
raking in money. They're making so much money off the kissing booth.
Oh, it's crushing it, absolutely crushing it. And then there's like a really weird. I don't know. I'm not gonna tiptoe around this one, but there's a really weird moment where like all of a sudden it cuts to some random kid who's like, we don't know. No, different kid. Where it's like, he's just there, kind of being a little awkward, walking around the perimeter of like the group of people all going up to the kissing booth, and it's like, do we know this character? I was like, I don't think we know this character at all. And he's had this moment, and then he's standing there, and all of a sudden, one guy walks by. He's like walking out of the kissing booth area, and he just looks at him and winks at him.
Yeah. Yes. I marked it down too. And it was weird. It was weird.
It was weird because I'm going to throw it out there. Like, is this this is a really terrible, weak attempt at this movie trying to be inclusive of like...
I think so. It was awful though. Yeah.
Like shoehorn this thing in of like, oh, hey, we're inclusive. Gay people are welcome too. And it's like, really?
Yes.
Really?
No, you're exactly right. That's exactly what it was.
It was like this.
I hated it. I hated it. It was awful. It was such a obvious plant. It was, yes, I agree. It made me cringe. I've noted it also.
It was so fucking cringy.
It was so
it's
cringy.
Like, you know what? Just leave it out. Don't try to fucking force that in there. Like, it's so
or
bad.
Like, do better. Like, be inclusive instead. Also, it's like, it's LA. Like, it's not like it's like, oh, this story is taking place in Oklahoma. And you're like, oh, okay. Shout out to our listeners in Oklahoma. I know you exist. Tell us if that is the case. Like, maybe
maybe we got you.
Maybe Oklahoma's more progressive than we think. But like, they're in LA. Like, it shouldn't be like a controversy issue.
Yeah. So then Flynn doesn't show up, so everyone bails, right? Everyone's looking for the hot guy to show up.
Right. The girls are asking for him, and he's like, "Where is he? Where is he?" So they are like, "Oh, here's his little brother."
like weirdly, like
literally tear up their tickets. They're like, "Not interested. You gross, you piece of shit. Like, you're disgusting." And then they like walk away. You're like, wait, poor that kid.
And I love how but everyone is disappointed. Like all the guys, all the girls, everyone's just like, wow, Flynn's not showing up. He's not going to make out with someone. It's like,
yeah.
The fuck? Like, oh my God. And then we get the OMG girls admitting to Elle that they basically just were using her to get closer to Flynn, Noah, that was kind of a no-brainer. And then we cut to so the younger brother, he goes up there, he puts a blindfold on, everyone's like, whatever, and everyone's like walking away. But then we get like some new random character girl who just
I was like, wait, I guess I'm next. Wait,
and it was like,
who are you?
And it was like, it was set up as like, do we know her? Is she been? Nope. Was she in this movie earlier? It's like,
I was so confused. I'm so glad you said that because I thought exactly the same thing.
I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Do we like, oh, she's gonna show up in the sequels probably, and she and she just sort of like, I'll go up there and I'll kiss the other guy because
I'm next.
Yeah, and it's like, what is this whole?
And he takes his blindfold off and they're making out and it's a whole thing. It's so frustrating.
And then this is when we get when they make out or when they kiss, right? We get the Zombieland rule number 18, always be happy for your bestie, right?
Yep.
Because Elle sees him kissing this girl, and obviously there's sparks are flying.
Sure.
So then we bounce back to the OMG girls. They're in the back, and like the blonde one is set to go up there and kiss the next person, and they cut to like the nerdy guy who's picking his nose. Picker. Yeah, the nose picker. Come on, dude. Come on, just keep your finger out of your nose, man.
Just keep your finger out of your nose. Be a grown up.
So the OMG girls like, I don't want to go out there. I'm not making out with that guy. So they basically set Elle up to be like, I forget whatever. They set her up to be like, hey, go out there and be,
Well, because they're like, oh, it's Olivia's ex-boyfriend, and she really doesn't want to have to kiss her ex-boyfriend. And I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I'll definitely take a bullet for you on that one. And so she puts on the blindfold and like heads out. But then Nose Picker gives cutsies to none other than Noah.
Which, by the way, is Nose Picker? Is he German? He was like, Kutsies.
Maybe.
I don't know, the way he said it was like, this kid German. He's like, und Kutsies. I was like, what?
Maybe.
I was like, oh, plot twist. Nose Picker is German.
Returns a child.
the big twist.
I'm Werner Herzog.
It's Werner Herzog. Like, oh yes, would you bring back the Mandalorian? Would you like cutsies?
Would you like cutsies?
Yeah, sure, weird kid. Anyways, that's what okay. Anyway, yeah.
I'm on board.
Okay. All right. So So Werner Herzog, he gives up his spot to Noah, being like, "Cutsies,"
and he's like, "Thanks, bro. Oh, let me make out with this chick that I definitely know." Yeah. Like he's like it's all in Noah's power at this point, right? Like,
yeah, 100%. Because whatever, he's a good-looking dude, so he can do whatever he wants. So OMG Girls plan there doesn't work. Flynn shows up.
Like the OMG Girls are super rattled.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh no, Noah cut the nose picker. Damn it.
No, that's
exactly what we didn't want. Yeah.
Oh no, they cut Werner Herzog. Oh no.
Yeah, the opposite of what we wanted. No.
So Flynn shows up and he kisses Elle and she's rattling off, talking. She's got the blindfold on, right? And she's just talking. And finally
I've never been kissed by a boy before. This is her first kiss. This is her first fucking kiss, come on, son.
Blindfolded. Jesus Christ. Yeah. And then they kiss and sparks actually, and I hate using this word. All the
lights blow out.
I hate using this word, but they literally sparks fly because all the lights in the...
It's terrible. I'm so upset.
But and then we cue the music and then they're spinning
and everybody claps.
Yes.
It's another moment where everybody claps. Everyone's like, oh, sparks flying. Like,
yes, and they're clapping and they're spinning, and I'm like, I think they're actually on a spinning table. I'm like, what is going? They're on a spinning wheel. Sparks are actually flying. I'm like, this is so. Yeah.
Got to go around,
come around again. Yeah. All right, so they kiss, they make out, sparks fly. Clearly, this is it. This is it.
Yeah, everybody claps. Yearbook Kid is still taking pictures, being like, yearbook, which is his only.
Kid.
How much you think? I know we don't have really that much information on budget or whatever else for this movie, but like that kid probably made like $100,000, right? On this movie?
No.
You don't think so?
No. There's a minimum for.
He's in every scene.
He is actually in a lot of scenes though, but no, there's no way.
He's got like 10 lines, maybe.
No fucking way.
Where he just says yearbook.
We can find him. We can get him on. Let's find him.
Yeah.
Let's interview him.
What's that guy's estimated net worth?
Yeah.
It's whatever he made in this movie for sure. Yeah. There's nothing else that contributes, but
he'll be like, is it between $300,000 and $1 million?
Yeah.
Blink twice.
Are you worth somewhere between nothing and $400?
Yes.
Give me the high end if
hang on.
What's the SAG rate?
It's not that much. I don't think.
$20 a day?
We should probably know it. Mm. All right. So they
listener, if you know what the SAG rate is, send us an email. I don't feel like looking it up.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Why don't you guys do some research for us? You know, we do all the work here.
I bet Brady knows. If Brady's still listening to the podcast at this point, send us an email with what the SAG rates are like.
This is going to be great because we're going to know that he's not listening anymore because he won't send us an email.
Yes. Right? Yeah. I'm trying to call it. Yeah. The trick to being a listener to ITMT is like, I'll call you out. I know who you are. I know every single one of you. Even you in Russia. I know exactly who you are.
All right. So then everyone's chanting Noah, which, by the way, I thought he didn't like being called Noah.
He hates being called Noah.
But everyone's chanting Noah.
Noah.
Noah is all right.
Which is also weird. Like, yeah. Okay.
It's so he hold on. So he makes out with a girl and then everyone chants his name.
Yeah. Relax, Shelly. It was just a kiss, he says to Elle, who hates being called Shelly and explicitly says that she hates being called Shelly several times in this movie.
Yes. Yep.
And she's like, I think I'm in love with your brother. I got to tell Lee.
Doesn't she? She actually tells him though, right? Or no, she tells him.
No, not even close.
Oh no. So she catches up to Lee, and then she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell you." Oh yeah, and she's like all flustered, and she's like, "Hey, I was kissing Booth, and by the way, I kissed your brother." She does tell him that.
Yeah. For sure. But at the same time, she leads with, we made more money than all the other booths combined.
Yes. I mean,
which is wild, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good start. I mean, that's a good way to kind of soften the blow of like.
Right. And get this, I even wound up kissing your brother. Haha. And he's like,
what? Why would you do that?
And she's like, no, it's for charity. Like the charity again is, I think their dance club is the charity.
Yeah,
like
that doesn't line up.
And then this line, I don't care for it. Just don't end up grinding coochies with my brother or I'll never talk to you again. What?
So, I mean,
what? I don't think I've ever heard that used that way, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the kids have a new lingo, but
nope.
I mean,
they don't.
no.
I'm pretty hip with the kids, Russ. And
Yeah, I'm not.
Right, fellow kids.
Email us if you think Jared's
Am I hip to the kids?
kids. I thought you said Gucci's at first. I was like, that's weird.
No. If you wind up grinding coochies with my brother.
But that does end up happening. And then we get
a
voice.
They do grind coochies later on.
Yes.
Apparently.
Like multiple times too, according to all the montage. Well, it's in the movie. It's in the movie. I'm not making this up. It's all for every montage moment. They're grinding coochies. And then we get a voiceover. It was like, as I ran home, ... I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. I love how she, like, her default is like, I'm just going to run home. She's like 10 miles away from anywhere. She's like, I'm just going to run home. She's in LA. Yeah. I'm just going to run home.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
All right. And then, so she's running home, and then of course, storms are coming. And this is where
big storm are coming.
Yeah. So she's running. It's now raining.
Yep.
Which makes no sense.
No. It totally makes sense.
Yeah. So all of a sudden we got the biggest rainstorm California has seen since what, 1980.
80s, yeah.
80s,
at least 80s, yeah. It's a hurricane
it's actually a hurricane in Southern California. So we know this isn't real. And she's still running, and then
Noah pulls up on his motorcycle and he's like, "Get on!"
That's right. Before the rain actually starts. Yeah.
No, the rain has started already. The rain started a bit. And that's
it did.
Like, he's like, "Get on!" Yeah,
that's right.
And then it gets way worse, and he goes, "It's getting too dangerous. I'm pulling over." Which, like, this is like the first time I feel like in a movie in a while that I've seen a smart motorcycle move. Like, oh yeah, no, pulling over is the play here.
That is the right move.
Can't drive through that. Yeah.
No, and then this is when they go into some random. Is it gazebo or is it what the fuck is that?
Unclear. Some kind of structure. Yeah.
It's a structure. It's enclosed structure. I'm hoping
it's like a semi-enclosed structure. Yeah.
I'm feeling this is like the late wife moment here where we couldn't think of like, oh, what happens if it's not an ex-wife?
Dead wife. I believe the preferred term is dead wife.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's dead wife. We're sticking with dead wife. So they're inside this enclosed. I don't think a gazebo is enclosed though. I think it's open.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways. the right way and yours.
Can gazebos be enclosed or?
Yeah, I think gazebos could be totally enclosed.
I don't know. I really don't know. But it's it's an enclosed little structure with glass wall around, and it feels like there should be plants inside, which I think there are.
Semi-enclosed. It's like a greenhouse, like a little tiny greenhouse.
Yeah, right. And then there's a little doorway, whatever. So they're in there, and this is kind of from the trailer, and this is definitely the moment where you're like, wow, he's like 7 feet tall, and she's like 3 feet tall.
He's 1,000 feet tall. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, this is really awkward. This won't work out. This scientifically doesn't work out. And then she goes on a voiceover again about like, I wanted to kiss him
yeah.
I don't know. Yep. That's all
Nailed
I heard.
And he's like, "You want to know the truth? You're the only girl that doesn't fall at my feet, and it's driving me crazy. I'm crazy about you." You're like, she's like, "I thought I was just your brother's annoying best friend." And he's like, "Haha, you are that also."
Smooth. I mean,
he's like, "Look, I don't know what all this means. I just like hanging out with you. It just feels right." And she goes, "I'm so confused right now." And then they like start making
us
out
too.
again.
Like us too. I was like,
he's like, "Did that clear anything up?" Like, "No, I think we need to try again." Like, wait, what? And then my favorite character in the whole movie, Security Andrew, shows up.
Oh man.
It's like, "Hey, Flynn, I thought I told you not to bring girls here anymore." It's like, nice, Andrew, you dog.
So we definitely have to talk about that security guard just being a weird creeper who watches Flynn
I
make
love
out.
Andrew.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. Should you?
He's a maniac.
Yes, he also likes to watch Flynn make out with high school girls, so that's kind of weird.
Yep. Sure is. Checks out.
And then we end up at Elle's home, right?
Yeah, apparently he ends up finishing the motorcycle ride, drives her home. She gets in, and her dad's like,
waiting.
"Hey, why didn't Lee give you a ride?"
Yeah. Again.
And she's like, "You're not my dad, Dad."
No, I wish that happened. I kind of wish again, another moment, I wish he was drunk and be like, what's that Noah boy doing? Give me a ride home.
Right. Yeah, boy.
Get over here.
I tell you what.
Yeah. Tell you what.
I'm a Reverend Doctor.
Because that makes sense. Nah, he's just like, okay. And then we get
I'm going to my room, Dad. Oh, all right.
Yeah, all right.
Cool.
Zombieland rule number 6. If you can't,
she's like, well,
right?
Before that, right before that,
oh, yeah.
she's upstairs. We cut to upstairs in her bedroom. She's on the bed, and she's like, I can't stop thinking about what Noah said. And she literally makes a pros and cons slide deck.
Shit, did I blink at this? I must have blinked.
I think you blacked out. Yeah,
I blacked out.
So
blacked out. That sounds about right.
There's a slide that comes up. Pros, hot, all caps.
What? I wasn't
followed
right.
by
did I?
Good kisser, followed by smells yummy. So you missed out. So then cons, all caps again. Lee forbids it. Into parentheses, rule number 9. Just in case you forgot that rule number 9 is don't fuck your friend's brother. And then 2, stupid motorcycle. That's a con. 3, dad. Dad is a con all by himself. 3, dad is just a con.
How did I totally miss this?
4, he's controlling. Well, that seems like a red flag. Yeah. 5, all we do is fight. Oh, gee, another red flag. That seems wild. And then 6, all caps again. He's a player. Yet another red flag. And so she's like, I'm conflicted. There's 3 pros and all the cons. What do I do? But I think I love him.
So the 3 pros are hot, good kisser, smells yummy. And then the cons are, we're going to ruin best friend friendship. He's got a stupid motorcycle. Dad controlling. All we do is fight. He's a player. So I feel like the cons, if they're weighted, I think all of those get like a weight of like 5 because they're
wildly outweigh the pros, right?
All we do is fight. Is that all he did?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Wow.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, I'm so conflicted. and then she lands on, well, rule number 6. If you can't tell your best friend about what you're doing, you probably shouldn't be doing it.
Which, you know what? That's
not a bad rule, I guess.
That's actually generally a pretty good rule.
And this is when Thais looked it up for me. So the youngest brother, Lee, he's 22 when this movie's being filmed.
Mm-hmm.
Next youngest is the older brother, who's 21. And then the next youngest is Elle. Yeah. Elle is 19 when the movie's being filmed. So thankfully, they're all over 18. They're all adults trying to be teenagers, but it's still disturbing. And I like how the youngest brother is the oldest person.
Yeah, it's just because he's 6'4".
Yeah. Right. The other guy. You mean, yeah. The middle. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. And then this whole scene ends
with a picture of her dead mom.
Yeah.
She just like does like remember that thing from the beginning that won't come back ever again?
It means nothing to the movie. Like there's no.
It's so frustrating. Then we're like, we're gonna have an LA montage.
Oh man, LA montage. We're gonna have a montage, an LA montage.
Gonna be a montage.
Crazy pepper music.
If you don't edit music in there, I'm be so disappointed.
I'll work on it. So then we're at the beach.
Right. Noah gets like tackled by a bunch of girls because he's a hottie.
Because he's a hottie. So this. All right. There's a lot going on here. I don't know.
A lot of celebrating underage drinking. Is that what you're getting at?
That's where I was heading towards here. So, all right.
It's terrible. I'm no square, but
me neither, but I'm just curious. So, all right, let's get this first thing out of the way. So they're at the beach and so there's like a slip and slide thing they got going down that leads into the beach,
like
which
a sex and slide. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. That's fun. You can do that in California. I guess so. Whatever.
Sure.
And she's at the top. She's got a little button down shirt, whatever. And everyone's like, sliding down. Everyone's a good time. By the way, these are all the high school kids. These are all the same people in this high school who, by the way,
16 to 18. Yeah.
Who, by the way, all seem to get along pretty well, which is
remarkably well. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Everyone seems to still, when it comes down to partying, everyone's like, yeah, we're all friends now. But otherwise,
let's all get wasted. Right.
Let's all get wasted. So she's at the top of the slide. Noah's down the bottom. He's like around whatever. And he's got his shirt off. Obviously, we get a shot of that. And then we cut back to her. And then there's like this slow-mo, creepy camera gaze of her taking off her shirt and revealing her in a bikini.
Yeah.
And it's
terrible.
So then they're just going down a slide, whatever, blah, blah, doesn't matter. They're all having a party. But then like they get to the bottom and they're playing flip cup and beer pong and all this. Like,
don't these kids have other hobbies? Like, I don't know. When I was in high school, I feel like I was so productive. Like I was in a band with my friends and we like played music every day after school. And like, don't these kids have anything to do except drink and party?
Dude, when you're rich,
I guess, yeah.
You don't need hobbies. You have other things to occupy your time, like drinking
and partying, I guess. Yeah.
And they're on the beach, which I was like, can you just have a straight up keg party on the beach in California? Like, is that a thing?
Netflix is like really endorsing teen drinking, I feel like, with this movie, right?
it's pretty heavily.
Like,
and
there's no downside to any of this. Also, there's no consequences for anything that happens.
So. No. And they are getting shithoused on the beach. Bonfire later on, but they're like,
well, then we're about to get to the night when it's like they're doing keg stands and you're like, wait, what? Like, I've only seen people do keg stands in real life a couple times and it was wildly irresponsible. And in college,
I've seen
a little
a few
older,
times
I
in
guess,
college, but yeah, I know it's.
I don't know. It's frustrating to see like 14-year-olds doing this.
But yes,
on Netflix.
Yes, and on the beach in California, like I don't know, is that a thing you can do? Like, can you just go out to the beach and have like this? And you're all underage.
Are we old? Are we complaining about like?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we've crossed.
We jumped the shark.
Yep. Yeah, we just crossed the line.
Oh God. You know what? Do whatever you want. Freedom, unlimited freedom.
Fuck it. We're not inspiring anyone to do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like,
live free or die.
Yeah.
All
right.
Really, so then, really turned on us.
Yeah. It's, hey, you know what? Fucking enjoy your life, because there's only one to live. So then.
Go skinny dipping,
Go skinny dipping, have fun.
You know what you need? Hot tub. Says Warren the creep.
So it's nighttime now. Nighttime bonfire party at the beach. So they've been partying since the afternoon
since 6 a.m. Yeah,
and into the evening. We know the sun doesn't drop in California until like 1 a.m. Right?
At least, yeah.
The sun is always up in California. I feel like that's
it's like the Alaska of the mainland is what they say.
Right. So they've been partying forever. These kids are like 10 and they've been drinking all day. And now they got a bonfire going on. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Were we just not invited to these parties?
So much energy. No, we weren't.
I think that's it. I think actually this is a pretty common thing. We just weren't invited to these parties.
Yeah, right. We didn't grow up in California.
It's nighttime now, and then so she's hanging out, sipping on some drinks, and then we get Warren, who we met kind of briefly. Yeah, we met him kind of briefly earlier, like in the part, like one of the first parties she got wasted at, where she was going to go skinny dipping, and apparently it was his idea or whatever, and she was going to go in there. I don't know.
Yeah, so he's like, take your dress off.
Yeah. Fucking creep. So he looks creepy too.
Yeah. Oh, for
sure.
And
he's just like, hey, let's go, let's hang out, let's do this thing. Why don't we hang out and why don't we finish that skinny dipping thing? She's like, no, I'm good. And he's like being really aggressive, and he's like, no, there's a hot tub. I'm like, where's there a fucking hot? You're on the beach. Where's the fucking hot tub? But he's like pulling her, and he's like, oh, let's go to the hot tub, skinny dip. And then Noah comes out of nowhere and just like,
he's like, I'm gonna punch you, guy. And he's like, hey, I guess I'd be pretty pissed too if I was slumming it with my little brother's sloppy seconds.
Oh, but I don't get like why she was stopping him. Like, why not let him fucking level this guy? He comes in all amped up, like ready to knock the kid out, and she's like, no, back up, it's fine.
Try not to choose violence, Russ.
No way, this kid's a creep.
Yeah, sure, I agree, but
as soon as he put her hand on her, started dragging her away, let Noah knock him out.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
Come on.
But like Noah also has a history of knocking people out for
he does have a history of violence. He's got to take on that. So anyways, so Warren drops the old line. That's not a right line there, Warren. And then Noah just turns and just tackles the shit out of him. Like boom.
Yeah. Haymaker right to the grill, tackles him to the ground.
Yeah.
Everyone goes quiet. Everyone's like,
why is everyone surprised? Everyone knows Noah's got anger issues, right?
I know. Yeah, I know. And then Elle runs away.
And then this is where
This is where it's like, this movie could easily be a horror movie, right? If it
right here, it could have turned. Yeah.
If like the romantic comedy music wasn't playing, like it's like, like he's like, get in the car, Elle. Get in the fucking car. You get in the car. You got that bitch. Like you get in the car. I'll fucking kill you. And he's like yelling at her the whole time. And then he like slams on some like metal stuff. And she's like, okay, I guess I'll get in the car. Like, so yeah, the kid's got real anger issues and
serious anger issues.
She gets in his car anyway. Like he's like screaming at her, like, get in the fucking car. And she's like, okay.
I wasn't actually expecting him. He got like, it was weird. It was like, oh man, this is creepy. He's like slamming the hood of the car. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And this is like roughly halfway through the movie at this point.
Yeah. This is, I don't know. It's abusive relationship. God. Oh my God. All right. So he's like, hey, she's like, oh, this isn't the way home.
Yeah. Which, geez, like this is a huge red flag, right?
Yeah. The guy just slammed in the hood of his truck and was like, get in the fucking car. Get in the car.
Yeah. He's like, I want to show you something.
I was like, oh boy.
This is definitely a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like if you change the music.
We don't see it at first, but he takes it up to a view of LA. It's atop of a hill.
The hill's overlooking Hollywood. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. You don't know what it is yet, but like when you find out, it's like, ugh, eye roll.
Exactly.
And
she's like, how many girls have you made out with here? And he's like,
this is my lonely place.
Yeah, this is my sad place. My fortress of solitude.
That's right.
You're such a player. You haven't changed at all. And he's like, I'm crazy about you. And she's like, well, because my whole life is dictated by rules, we have to have some rules. 1, no more fighting. 2, no more telling me what to do. And 3, if we do this, nobody can know. Like, oh, all right. That's a weird. And his reply is, you're really cute.
So she's angry at him about being controlling, yet she just dropped fucking rules down on the board. Like
she loves rules, yeah.
None of this that doesn't.
He's also controlling, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's controlling, but then she's like, "Hey, don't be controlling." But I'm going to tell you not to be controlling by giving you rules.
What are the rules? And then they have sex on the hill overlooking LA. She's like, "Promise," and he's like, "Yeah, we don't have to do this." And she's like, no, we're fucking doing this.
We're getting into it right now. It's happening.
Yep. And then Bone Town. And then the next morning.
Guess where we are?
Oh shit, we're in front of the Hollywood sign.
Oh
what?
shit.
They don't let you there anymore. That's like not allowed.
Yeah, no, like homeless people get up there. That's about it, I assume.
That's probably, I don't know. Yeah, and her response to her situation is, what am I gonna do? This is all your fault, kissing booth. And I was like, wait. What? Like they reference kissing booth like 3 times in this movie, and you're like, this is it's such a non-factor in the movie at large. It makes me so mad.
Classic rich white girl blaming everything else other than herself. It was the kissing booth. It wasn't me.
So stupid. And then they're like, they go to school right after that, I think, and then it's like, then they come home and they're on Noah's bed. Yeah, they're in Noah's bedroom now.
Yeah. So
and he's like, "Oh, it's not like anyone's gonna think I have a girlfriend. Like, I'm a player. Everyone knows that." And she's like, "Oh, well, don't mind if you do."
And this whole scene is pretty much straight from the trailer. The whole mom doing the laundry thing, but the only additions we get here. So she gets hidden under the bed because they're making out, and then she's like, she comes across a little petroleum jelly fucking jar underneath his bed.
Right.
She's like,
okay,
all right, dude. Hey, man.
Yeah, whatever you're into.
Hey, do what you got to do.
Sure.
And then we get the most important part of this is that we get the little nugget that he was accepted to.
Yeah, it's not every day you get accepted into an Ivy League school, Russell.
Mm-hmm. Harvard.
He's wicked smart, apparently. Yeah, Goodwill Hunting over here.
I wonder if he's gonna fucking try and park in the fucking yard. you know.
Classic piece of shit.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Shout out listeners. If you like to park your car in Harvard Yard, send us an email. Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know how that works out.
So Elle like sneaks under the bed because she's like, right, because he's hiding her from his mom.
Yep.
And the mom's like,
Molly Ringwald.
Do me a favor, be nice to Elle. She's got a big crush on you. And she's like, are you shitting me?
Bingo bango.
Yeah, hilarious. I hate this. And then apparently Noah here has devised an escape route for her that involves a trampoline from the window, her like jumping into a pool while she's in her clothes. It's a whole thing. It's terrible.
Throws her out. But I think what bothers me most about it is like she's jumping this trampoline and like it's poorly, really bad. And she's bouncing up and then like the mom, they do a shot of the mom doing laundry and like her bouncing in front of the window. Yeah. But the mom doesn't see her. And then she bounces in the pool. And then Lee is like, hey, what are you doing in the pool with all your clothes on? She's like, I don't know.
Just doing pool stuff.
I'm fucking stupid.
Like, cool, I'll be right there. And then he jumps from the second floor into the pool.
Which also looks terrible. And it's like, could you really not have just paid some stuntman $50 to jump into the pool and like filmed it?
And then she's like, why are you locking your phone? She's like, no reason. There's definitely not a guy texting me.
Yeah.
Definitely not your brother.
It's straight from the trailer. Like, she gets a text and he's like, yeah, it's all bad.
Then we cut to a montage of like Elle and Noah are like secret dating. They're doing lots of dating activities.
All in the public.
Yeah, Elle's buying condoms. Yeah, they're doing all their secret dating in public. Elle's buying condoms in the store, running into their mom. And she's like, oh, what are your sexy condoms for? And she's like, oh, just having sex with your son. Not the one you think, though.
Bingo, bango.
And like at the soccer game, clearly her dad is noticing that Noah's like cheering for her and being like, oh, I bet that guy's having sex with my daughter.
Probably. Because he has sex with everyone else. But it also doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't matter. That he notices, like, it doesn't matter.
Right. And then they're about to have sex in Elle's room, and Lee is like outside of her room and hears her moaning. And is like, hey, like, are you in there? And she opens the door and he's like, oh, I thought I heard moaning. And she's like, I was watching porn. And he's like, can I watch too? She's like, no, go away.
Like, he's like, okay, so I guess I'll go downstairs, right?
So weird.
Kind of weird. And then we get a shot of them making out at school and the signs.
They're like having sex on the school security camera. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's a thing. And then she realizes.
This is all statutory rape, right? He's 18, I think, and she's not.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to.
Right? Isn't this all rape?
Technically, I think
probably.
It is. I think it is. Because
I don't care for it. Not interested. I hate this movie.
It's all a little on the line here. And then so that she notices when she's in class the next day, they're like, oh, there's a camera there. And she's like, oh no. And also we get a little mini heist movie.
I mean, it lasts 1 second and it's so disappointing.
Yeah. But we get a little mini heist movie. So she sets off a smoke bomb in class to get sent to the principal's office, gets to send to the principal's office, says something to the principal. So he goes and does something stupid. And she leans back in her chair.
There's a cart full of security tapes next to her.
Right.
What?
It's like, that's how that, okay. And she steals the, the evidence and then gets rid of it.
Yeah, it works like a dream. But then there's like, she looks sad watching Lee dance with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they're more making out, more motorcycling. And then we get to the arcade and we get Lee and his girlfriend playing the Dance Dance Mania game. And
knock off Dance Dance Revolution again.
And yes, and then Elle sees and she's kind of bummed seeing another lady. And
Lee's like, oh, you should come to prom with me and Rachel. And Rachel is weirdly into it. She's like, yeah. No, you should definitely be our third.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rachel seems really nice. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be sad if Lee gets fucked over at some point with Rachel. He's going to screw it up probably, but.
Yeah, most likely. But yeah, so they have a conversation and she's about to come clean to Lee, but then that's when Rachel shows up, right? Mm-hmm. And then Lee is like, oh, you're just depressed and sad because you don't have a date for prom. Why don't you come with us?
So then we get cut back to Noah's like fixing his motorcycle and Elle is like, let me get you a tool, and hilariously falls down and mangles her face somehow. And she's like, when did you become such a doctor? To Noah, he's like, when I started getting into fights. Well, and then I hate the scene even more because she's like, well, why do you fight all the time anyway? And he's like, I don't know. I guess I'm just wired that way.
That's how I'm wired.
You know, we're all fucked up one way or another. All right.
So she falls.
Lee shows up then, right? Yeah, she falls down. Lee shows up and is like, hey, bro, quit being abusive to like women around you. He thinks he beat the shit out of Elle, which not unlikely, but he didn't this time.
He didn't. So I mean,
this time.
Hey man, did you do this to her, bro?
I learned it from watching you.
And it's like, holy shit, man, Lee. All right, dude, pump the brakes. You really thought your brother like beat or hurt?
I mean,
this entire, but you've been growing up all together and like all the entire time, you know? I mean, yeah, he's got anger
kind of
issues.
A monster, yeah.
He is kind of a monster. He's controlling. Yeah, I mean, all the signs point towards it, but
it's pretty fucked up.
But Lee freaks out. He's like, you fucking
dick our gerbs.
And then he just runs out. He's in a huff and he's like, and then she runs after him.
This is going really well, yeah. And then she runs after him. I mean, Lee asks her.
I mean, this is word for word what happened. So, and then she runs after him, and it's like kind of a shitty run up the stairs. This beautiful home they have right on the water.
Yeah, and Lee asks her point blank, like, "Is something going on between you and Noah?" Yeah. And she's like, "Nope, nothing at all." And he's like, "Okay." It's like, cool.
And then she's like, hey, give me a ride somewhere, whatever. Again, of course, because she doesn't have a license. And so he's like, oh, I'll meet you in a car. So he goes down to warm up the car. And she goes back in to go see Noah, right?
Right.
And she's like, I got to tell him. I'm going to tell him tonight, blah, blah, blah. And then Lee walks in.
So that way we can go to prom together. Yeah.
Right. And then, yeah, that's right. And then Noah's like, that way we can go to prom. And she's like, smiles. And they kiss. And then Lee walks in at that moment and was like, I knew it.
Unbelievable. And she's like, no. Like half the movie then at this point is like her just being like, stop it.
Like a wounded pterodactyl. So he runs and then she runs after him, after Lee, and Noah's like, bro. And then they're running awkwardly up the stairs. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Then they're running up outside the house. And
you telling me you two have not slept together? And he's like, no, of course we slept together.
Yeah, of course we did. I mean, come on. You kidding me? Have you seen your brother?
So you've really just been fucking my brother and lying to me the whole time? And she's like, And then Lee punches Noah right in the face. Yeah.
Have you seen my brother? And then so then Noah shows up and it's like, you know, why, dude, get out of here, man. And then, yeah, so Lee takes a swing at him, punches him.
Duking it out.
Yeah, and Noah
pins him to the ground. Yeah, because of course he does.
Yeah, because
Noah's a way better fighter.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been doing it his whole life. And he just pins him, though, and he doesn't punch back. He just pins him. He's like, calm down, bro. Like, yeah, she's drooling. It's crazy. She's crying. Oh, man, it's all gone downhill. I'm just waiting for the drunk dad
I can't stop laughing at this point. This
is a comedy at this point. Yeah. And then Lee finally stops freaking out.
Yeah. Well, he stops freaking out, but he starts crying then. And he's like, I'm going to go get in my Mustang and drive away. And I was like, no, don't go. Like, so much for rule number 9. And you're like, wait, what?
Wait. Hold on. So he gets in the car, right?
Yeah.
He's crying. Yeah. She comes over. She's crying. And then, broken the rules, blah, blah, blah. And then, then Lee goes on a whole rant about he's always gotten everything he's wanted.
My whole life.
And the only thing I had that he didn't have was you.
She's not his property.
Yeah, there's
she's no one's property. I don't know. I was really hoping that he was going to get into a car accident right after this. I was assumed, right?
Right.
Like the way they made him drive off angrily after that. Yeah. I was like, oh, he's definitely going to crash.
No, that would be too good. That would actually be like a good plot point to do. Like where all of a sudden he gets hurt and like now she's got to,
Yeah. And then she gets into a fight with Noah, which breaking rule number 1 and blaming him.
Again.
They're having a fight, right? Which rule number 1 is no more fighting. And, and then she's like, leave me alone. And he's like, what? And so he just gets on his motorcycle and leaves also. So like, I really hoped at this point that he would crash into Lee, like they would have a crash into each other.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
him on his motorcycle, and like
and then they
maybe
both
Lee
die.
would kill him. Right, exactly. Yeah.
Elle's world has fallen apart. She's lost her best friend. She's lost the love of her life.
Allegedly.
Her mom is dead. What else could possibly go wrong?
And then her dad knocks at the door.
Dad could go wrong. Now, I wish Dad was drunk and was like, you know what, goddamn it, I fucking can't stand the fucking noise you're making here.
And he's like, instead, he's like, there's someone here to see you. And it's the mom. It's Molly Ringwald. And she's like,
yeah,
hey, sweetie.
Just want to give you some advice about life.
Wait, what? Why does everyone know everything? Like,
yeah,
I thought we had like a secret relationship going on here. I don't understand what's happening.
No, because they're kids. They're stupid. So she gives some sage advice. She's like, hey, you know what? People, her and her mom are best friends, blah, blah, blah. You know what? And we fought. Hey, you know what? People fight, but you forgive each other because you're friends. And that's what you do. Right. And she's basically like, she's Team Lee, basically. I got this, right? She's Team Lee. She's like, hey, it's your best friend. Don't give up on him, right?
Right. Exactly. Well, and also the love of her life. I feel like she's also kind of like, don't give up on that either. Don't give up on anything, she's trying to say.
All right. So then the next couple of weeks were pretty lonely for Elle. She was, oh, man, it's a bummer. I live in Southern California.
Oh, man.
And I had the hottest guy in school who likes me. Wow.
Yeah, the mom's, I love just dwelling on the mom still a little bit. I love like her thing was like, you only get one best friend, so you got to make sure you don't fuck that up.
Look, that's not fucking true at all. Like, fuck, I don't know. If you got one best friend, I mean, come on.
Everyone can only have one best friend, so.
Pretty sure that's not true.
I love it. So anyway, sorry. So like, this is where like flash forwards to the future, right? And it's like, oh, there's a montage of what's been happening.
Well, we get lonely. We get lonely montage. Lonely montage.
Right. Noah's attendance has been dropping at school. He's in danger of not graduating even.
I was hoping he was like on a drunken sex binger down in Mexico or something like that.
Right. I assumed motorcycle accident. So
or that too, right? Either one of those things would have been way cooler. But nope, he's just disappeared, I guess. I don't know. He may not even graduate, but yeah. You know what?
And it seems like it's been hilarious, first of all.
Cool. Yeah, fuck Harvard, you know?
Yeah, so stupid. So frustrating. I can't even focus on school anymore. School doesn't matter. Nothing matters except loving my life. Then this is when like it's an unclear amount of time has passed, right? Like it seems like it's been weeks, right? And somehow like it just occurs to Elle. She's like, wait a second, rule number 7 in my friendship rules. No matter how mad you are at someone, if you give them ice cream, they have to forgive you. Wait, what?
Yes. Then we come to her like, wait a second, rule number 7. It's like
you just remembered rule number 7?
Yeah, and it's like you told us this is one of the 3 or 4 rules you told us in the beginning of the movie, all of which you've broken except for this one. This is the one that's the savior rule. And she's like, now you remember it. It's like, wait, friends have
ice cream, of course. And so she gives him ice cream and apologizes, and he throws it in the trash hilariously.
Love it.
So then we get back to Elle's house, and Noah rolls up in his motorcycle and talks to Elle's dad. And
like, I was like, man, hey. I hope Dad's drunk and is gonna fucking level him. Nope.
No, just like, hey, sorry, but not sorry for how I feel about your daughter. I'm gonna fuck her. He's like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't support it, but if Elle wants to fuck you, that's cool by me.
Dad is literally the most hands-off dad ever. He's like, you know, whatever Elle decides to do, that's what she decides. And you know what? That's
finally, somebody gives her like a little bit of agency that she deserves as a person, right? In the movie. Right. Yeah. Instead, he's like, well, yeah, if she wants to fuck you, whatever, she can fuck anybody.
It's kind of up to her, you know?
Yeah.
So
I won't yuck her fuck, you know?
Yep. All right, so then we're back in the arcade. Elle is bummed. She's on something. She's just bummed, and then Lee shows up, decides to do a little Dance Mania by himself. Because you know what? Sometimes you do Dance Mania solo to let out the demons.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, this is the first time that it dawned on me that it was Dance Mania, because I was like, I assumed it was DDR the whole time. And then I was like, oh no, it's legally distinct Dance Mania. So dumb. But yeah, so then Lee drops in a quarter.
Which, by the way, how much does this game cost? One player was like, it's $8. It was like, it's $1.50 for one player. And all of a sudden he's just like, it says like on the screen, one player, and then drops in 14 more quarters.
Which, like, that's the sound of forgiveness, yes. Right? And then she's going to go dance with him because conveniently she's sitting right there next to him and notices that he's dropping quarters in this machine and notices that it's now set up for 2 players instead of 1.
It all just kind of works out. And then they reunite.
The song was awful. Did you listen to the lyrics of the song? The only reality is you and me. Be together, shake my soul. Like, what? I don't know. A lot of like other sentences that don't make sense. Yeah, I wrote down the things that made the most sense so that way I could look it up later, and I didn't bother.
So they dance. Yeah, they dance to the Nene Be Together song, Shake My Soul. And yeah, now they're Lee and Elle are, you know, they're on their way to rebuilding a relationship.
Right. So they head out to the boardwalk.
Yep, they're outside in the boardwalk here. This is Santa Monica boardwalk there. And they're just talking about birthday party ideas. That's right. Mm-hmm. Same day, same time.
Right, because, in case you forgot, they're twins, but not twins.
I think they're related.
Or are they? Right.
Or are they? So yeah, then they talk about what they're going to do, and I think they're going to do a costume party for the birthday, right?
Correct. So then it cuts to the next scene when it's before prom.
We're at Elle's home.
Yep.
Elle's home, and she comes down the stairs, you know, and like she's all that moment. And she's fancy dressed up. Yeah,
dad and brother see her walk down the stairs, and they're like, wow,
damn,
look at you,
yep,
hottie.
All right, so prom night. Yay, prom, because every teen high school movie's got to end at the prom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking baller prom, because how else would you roll in LA prom? And is that a U2 song the band's playing?
I couldn't tell you. I hated them. The band was terrible.
So we get Lee, Elle, and then Rachel, Lee's lady friend there. They come in because they came in as a throuple. And then we get the senior memories photo slideshow.
Well, before that, we also see Noah like wandering around prom, which I was like, wait a second. Is prom not for like only juniors or seniors? Like, is it everyone at school can go to prom? Like, I'm confused about who's allowed at prom.
Well, how did yours work? I can tell you how mine worked.
Ours was a junior prom.
So we had a junior and a senior prom, but
we only had a junior prom.
Oh, really?
And then seniors had like senior semi-formal ball kind of thing.
No, we had semi-formals for seniors, but then we also had a senior and a junior prom. But as long as whatever group you were in, you could invite someone from outside of that.
Oh, sure, totally. But
no,
we had invited him if she didn't.
Yeah. We had a junior prom, but it was super small. Like junior prom wasn't the big deal. Senior prom was the one. That was the jam.
Oh no, junior prom was the big deal in my high school.
Well, la-di fucking da.
So anyway, who invited Noah? Why is he there? That was my point. Like, why is he at the prom?
I actually didn't even see that he was there. I mean, whatever. He can do it.
He's there. He's creeping around.
Dude, he can do whatever he wants. Do you know who he is? Do you know who
You're
he
right.
is?
He's the king of the school. I forgot.
Dude, he is Noah Flynn. Noah
freaking Flynn. I know.
So then we get the 3 of them. They walk in like, oh, there's a slideshow of a black and white slideshow of like photos of senior memories, and it's literally just shots
the theme is memories, like film from the movie,
and pretty much all the stuff that they were doing illegally. It was like
right, exactly.
It was like douche football player kid, and then Noah no shirt on, of course, and then it was like the poor girl with the
keg
headgear,
stands.
And then all of a sudden it was like drunken beach party keg stand, and an Elle half naked in the boys' locker room, like
wildly inappropriate.
Nice kid, nice kid. And then Lee is a total dick to the yearbook kid.
I mean, why wouldn't you be?
He was like, hey, nice job in the photos, makes you a little less annoying.
I mean, yearbook kid sucks, dude. You know that. I feel like the thing that really weirded me out was like I don't know, like there was they came upon a full replica of the kissing booth then. So like it's another time where they made it like a weirdly important factor that wasn't important until just now. We're like, oh yeah, remember the name of the movie, Kissing Booth? Look at this. We have a replica of the kissing booth that we made. Dumb. Why? Like, how is this a highlight? It wasn't a highlight. Everyone's like, oh, this is the defining thing of our high school experience, everyone.
Because they made a shit ton of money. That's why, man. That's why.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, I'm not I was trying to be part of something that mattered. The kissing booth was going to be remembered by people. Like she's like talking herself into this being like the core part of her whole high school experience, which is so frustrating.
So then Lee masks up and his girlfriend comes up and kisses him, right?
Right.
And then Noah shows up. Well, he was always there, but
right.
And everyone's just like, Noah's here. Oh no, what? And Lee's kind of unsure. And Ella's, is about to walk away. And then there's like this whole big scene. Noah comes after him. It's just kind of like, he drops the bomb. I love you.
Standing here in front of everyone telling you I statutory raped you and I love you. And they're all like, oh, okay, cool.
This is getting awkward. And you can definitely feel everyone's like, well, this is really awkward.
I can't keep hurting people I care about because of you. And he's like, that may be true.
So,
but what do you want?
And then she's also like, nobody wants us together. I'm like, wait, who?
Nobody, Russ. Nobody.
Like who? Like Lee? That's it? Like,
nobody.
I was like, he'll get over it. Like, this is so dramatic and it doesn't make any sense. I hate this. And then she just runs out and everyone in the entire school is kind of like, ooh, awkward. And then Lee's girlfriend chases after her kind of like half-heartedly, gives up.
Like, wait, stop.
Don't run. And then Elle's home.
Where she finds a present on her bed, which is another, I think it's the same picture, right?
Yeah, I actually wrote, I was like, there's a photo. I missed what it was. Hopefully Jared catches, I'm not going back.
Oh, fair. Yeah, no, it was her mom. It was a picture of her mom and her as a baby.
I had a feeling.
Which I think we had seen before. And it was signed. It was like, happy birthday, love, mom. And it was like, wait,
what?
Her mom's like, did her mom sign that before? Like, was like, give this to her on her 17th birthday or whatever. Like,
we're back at the Flynn house, the old, beautiful Flynn home.
Lee's in his room.
Bros apologize to each other. Noah comes in and apologizes. They seem okay. And then Noah
fighting you, bro.
Yeah, and then Noah just drops the old like, oh, by the way, I'm leaving for Boston tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on, dude. So you went to the prom, you told Elle that you were in love with her, and then what, you were gonna be like, by the way, I'm also leaving for Boston tomorrow?
Also, happy birthday, because she has the same birthday as Lee.
Right.
And he goes and finishes this sentence with, oh, and happy birthday, man. And then he just walks away, and you're like,
Jesus.
Oh, okie dokie.
Actually, you are a dick, aren't you? And then we're
just the party.
We're jumped to another party because that's what they do in California.
It's a birthday party, yeah.
Yeah, it's a birthday party for the twins.
The unrelated twins.
Then we get Lee, Elle, chat. And so they're in the bathroom together. This sick ass like hotel looking bathroom, which is actually just his home.
Oh yeah, it's a nice bathroom.
And then, what is he? Is he dressed as like a poor man Batman? Like what?
That's what I thought. Yeah, I thought it was like a broke ass Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, look like a really shitty Batman costume. Like, dude, you got money. Come on, up your game.
Yeah.
And she's dressed as Catwoman,
like a broke ass Catwoman, right?
And then party's happening, and then they have birthday wishes. Apparently, there's a rule about them sharing birthday wishes. They can only share to each other.
Yeah, that's rule number one. It's literally the most important rule. Rule number one. Only your best friend gets to know your birthday wishes. And she lies and says, I don't have a wish this year.
Yeah, she fucking bails out. That's fucked.
Wild. If rule number one is that only friend, like, that's heavy.
It's fucked. That's fucked. Yeah. It's rule number one.
Rule number one. And then she like walks away and just like stares at the empty sex window from where she used to have sex with the guy that used to live there that went to Harvard.
Yep.
Terrible.
And then she's looking around everyone else, and everyone else is coupled up and having a good time, and she starts crying. And then she just runs away. And then Lee follows, and he's like, hey, they have a moment, and they kind of make up. He's like, hey.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Hey. And she drops like, I've always loved you and I've always wanted to be close. Love isn't like, not like love.
Right, like brotherly love, right.
Yeah.
Not sex love.
Yeah. Not like sex love. Like, with your
just
brother.
To be clear, not sex love. Just regular.
so they're going back and forth, and she's like, blah, blah. We made a bunch of rules up when we were like 6 years old. They're kind of bullshit, blah, blah. And she's like, if you can't accept that I love your brother, then blah, 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 blah.
You can't be part of my life. Well, she's like, being my best friend doesn't give you the right to tell me who I can love. Like, if I told you needed to break up with your girlfriend, like, what would you do? And he's like, I would break up with my girlfriend. She's like, no, you idiot. That's fucked up. That's the whole point of the opposite of what I'm trying to say right now. Yeah. Like, and that's when she's like, yeah, like if you can't support me, then you can't be part of my life. And he's like, well, I think you're making a big mistake. And she's like, well, it's my decision to make. And he goes, you're right. I love you. And I just want you to be happy. And you're like, wait, what? That's the opposite of what you just said a second ago.
I was so confused by this whole interaction. I was like, wait, so they're cool? Or wait, weren't they not?
No, then they hugged and it was cool.
I was like, oh. All right, none of that dialogue made any sense.
Yeah. Then they're like, okay, let's go find my brother. And then they like hop in the Mustang, right?
Yeah, because she's like, well, I got to go get your brother or whatever before he's leaving to Boston, which just makes no sense. Like, I'll help you. And he's like, hey, I'll meet you down in the car in a few minutes, whatever.
Right.
Classic, because we've seen this has happened multiple times in the movie where he's like, I'll meet you down in the car. I'll meet you in the car. It's happened at least 2 times. And this is finally paying off to like, she gets in the car.
Check out the Mustang. Yeah.
She is driving the Mustang, which fine.
Are they insured for that?
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, not that she can't drive the Mustang. I mean, but it's still, it's like, I don't know. Why would you? It just he always drove everywhere, so wouldn't he be in the drive? Anyway, that's
suspicious.
Suspicious already. So she's driving a Mustang, and he's in the passenger seat, but he's got his mask on. I was like, why the fuck does he still have his mask on? I was like,
oh yeah,
it's not him.
Oh yeah, I didn't think that. I was just like, what a fucking weirdo.
Well, that was my first. I was like, what a fucking weirdo. I was like, what a fucking weirdo. I was like, oh, wait, it's not him. Oh, it's Noah. And she admits to something, and he's just like, oh, yeah, well, I'm here. Oh, it's me here. I'm right here now.
Yeah, it's maddening.
And she's like, I thought you were leaving for Harvard.
Well, she almost crashes the car. She's like, what? Like, oh, my God, it's you? And he's like, no, wait, it's me. It's cool. I'm not a rapist.
He's like, I thought you were leaving. She's like, I thought you were leaving for Harvard. He's like, I was planning on it, but I need to see you one more time.
I needed to see you right now.
In one creepy fucking moment.
Yeah. And she's like, and the old switcheroo was Lee's idea? He's like, yeah, that's sick. Fuck. Like,
it's also like,
what?
The guy is 6'4".
Like, how do you not notice?
How can you not physically feel him being taller?
Yeah, you're like, oh, Tom Brady's sitting next to you. Like, yeah, of course, I'm going to notice.
And they drove for a bit too, and then he still has a mask on, and she's I hate this shit. I hate this so much. I hate everything. Okay, cool. Then we go into like a wrap up montage, right? So,
well, that's when she's like just sitting here in front of no one in particular. I'm saying, I love you, and he's like, I love you too. Blah, blah, blah. And then security Andrew watches them make out, which I love. Remember the security guy from earlier who was like, quit bringing girls around here. He's like, nice.
Yeah. It was like, maybe we should keep an eye on this guy. Like, it's fucking creepy. Like,
yeah. Then it's montage of we just spent all our time together before Noah had to go to college.
More scootering around, more beach walks.
Yep. Drinking, partying.
More drinks, more fucking boozing up, more sex probably.
Definitely, yeah. She's still like 17.
And then up to the very last second. And then where every rom-com ends. At an airport.
And they roll up to the airport and then she's like, goodbye. And he's like, come on, Shelly, don't say it like that, which is stupid because she's reminded him many times that she hates being called Shelly.
Yeah. Fucking Noah, you piece of shit.
Also, like, why is he dressed up to fly? Like, is this 1946? Like, why is he wearing a suit jacket?
Yeah, it's like a really fancy linen suit jacket thing. Like, I mean, he looks like he's about to go on like Miami Vice or something like that. I don't know.
Or he's like getting drafted to be in the NFL or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's not.
So then they make out for a second and it looks a little awkward, like a grown man's making out with a child. And then he winks at her, which I don't know.
Right. She's like, don't say bye to me when you go up the escalator, because that's too romantic even for me.
I couldn't imagine winking at anyone either, being like, all right, see ya.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the top of the escalator. He doesn't turn around. He doesn't look. He keeps moving. And then we get voiceover, which, hey, they've been consistent with it. He's like, I hope things work out with Noah, but maybe they won't.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
I knew there was always going to be a part of me that belonged to Noah Flynn. And for the first time, everything in my life seemed possible. And she gets on her motorcycle, apparently, that she has now.
It's his motorcycle. So she comes outside and she's...
No, I thought it was a different motorcycle. It was his? Okay.
Yeah, it's his motorcycle.
I thought it was a different one. Okay, so he left it to her. Okay,
yes.
That makes more sense then.
Which is like, all of a sudden, she went from not having a license to drive a car, and now she's got a motorcycle license? 2 different licenses. Yeah. So.
And driving a motorcycle is scary. But anyway, and then she's like, and all this happened just because of some kissing booth.
As she rides off into the sunset.
Yep. The end. Well, because that's the end.
Yeah.
And then we both wrote also similarly, oh God, bloopers. These aren't bloopers at all. They're not funny or bloopers. It's just like outtakes that are bad scenes.
It was very deceiving because the first, like, what the fuck? Either make them bloopers or make them scenes that were outtakes, right? Because like It starts with her being like playing around with like the slate, which is like, okay, these are bloopers. And then they weren't bloopers. And all of a sudden it was like actual outtakes, like from the movie that filled in gaps. Like you find out that her dad bought her a car.
Right.
And then they filled it in with a scene of like the brother being on top of the car and be like, your dad.
It's a 1995 Ford Probe. And I was like, what? Why did they take this out of the movie? It's so stupid.
Oh, that explains how she got home from the prom when she just ran away. I was like, okay.
I hate how they had like the little brother find them having sex and is like, hey, L. And then they don't answer the door and they hide in the closet and they're like naked and they're watching him jump on the bed and then he has a huge fart. And I was like, what is this scene? Why did anyone film this?
This is all weird. This is all so
why would
weird.
You write this scene? Yeah. What's happening? I'm so confused. And then it ends with like, I think she might even let me play with her boobies later. It's like Lee saying that about his girlfriend. And then it really ends with her just like puking. There's like pictures of her puking, like puking in the toilet. And you're like, the end.
Lee showing her photos of like when she pukes, so we get the fill in of like how badly she puked from alcohol poisoning.
Yeah. And then they finish the fucking movie. That's how they end it.
Oh my God.
I'm so mad. God, I hate that movie so much. Jesus. It's my new least favorite movie that we've ever done. I would watch Contra Guys 3 times in a row. Yeah. Before I watch this movie again.
Yep. I would not be someone who rewatched this movie. I wouldn't be one of those 30%.
No.
No. But we'll probably end up watching the second and third one just to round out the trilogy. It's our duty. Right. It's our duty to it's our duty.
Duty.
All right. So this movie is terrible. Don't watch it.
Try to avoid it. Go watch anything else.
If you've made this,
do anything else. Yeah.
Do anything else. Go play video games, read a book, write on a whiteboard.
Go to the post office. Ask them how much it costs to mail certain things. Don't mail any of them. Just ask how much it weighs. They'll love that.
Yeah, I think we're done. Thanks for listening, everyone, all of you.
Each and every one.
But we're going to be back next week, so fear not. But in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. We're also ITMTpod on Twitter.
Or if you're feeling old-fashioned, you can send us an email at itsthismeetsthat@gmail.com. And odds are good, we'll read it. We'll definitely read it out of Trailer Trash. So
absolutely.
If you send it, if you want to get your name in lights, be famous.
Right.
Like our other listeners. Yeah. Send us an email.
Yeah.
But if you don't feel so brave just yet, go back and listen to all the other times that we've read other people's emails and you can see how bad they can be. And that'll give you the confidence you need to send us an email. But you can find all the episodes at itsthismeetsthat.com. So do that.